All right, what is up, Utah fans? This is Joseph back with the Utah Utes Football Digest, and it is good to be back with you guys. I thought I was done making videos this week. I really did, but I decided to make one more. And one reason I'm doing it is because it's conference championship week. I want to give you guys a lot of content, that sort of thing. But the other reason is, dude, I've heard a lot of other USC YouTube channels, USC talk people, whatever you want to call it, commentators, say some really stupid crap. Say some stuff like they seem like they're so confident, and the national media seems so confident that USC is going to win this game. And I just wanted to really break down how Utah and USC have done against common opponents. So every team that USC and Utah has played, I have them all written down right here. We're going to go through each matchup, look at the point differentials, and then we're going to add up the whole damn thing and see how both teams did against the same opponents. This should be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, guys, so the first game that Utah and USC have played against a common opponent that we're going to talk about is UCLA. So UCLA for USC was a 48-45 win for USC. Solid win. So they won the win 48-45. So they won it by 3 points. So they eked out the win there. Utah lost that game against UCLA 42-32. So that's a -10 loss for Utah. So right now on the point differential, Utah is down by 13 points. I hope you guys are keeping up with that. And that's a good opponent. That's a good measuring mark. That should make USC fans feel solid about the fact that they have the win over a good opponent there. Now Colorado, basically for both teams, Colorado was a pretty big blowout. For USC, it was 55-17. That's a point differential of plus 38 for USC. Utah, we won 63-21, and that's a point differential of plus 42. And just so you guys know, I'm sure as we're going through these, the UCLA game, part of that was we caught back up in a little bit of garbage time. But there's garbage time involved in all these games, so I don't want you guys to factor that too much. It's kind of factored in on its own. All right, so Arizona, both teams have played the Arizona Wildcats, and this is a big one. This is one where both teams did quite differently when they played Arizona. USC won against Arizona 45-37. So, basically a touchdown and a 2-point conversion lead. That's an 8-point differential against Arizona. Utah beat Arizona 45-20, a completely dominant performance, which means that Utah had a plus 25 point differential against Arizona. Washington State. Washington State is another combined opponent. And to be fair, USC does beat them worse than we do, but I would just mention that we had our backup QB in this game. So Washington State, 30-14 for USC. That's a plus 16 win. Utah played Washington State 21-17. That's a 4-point win. All right, now we move on to Arizona State. So both teams, handled Arizona State pretty well. USC won 42-25 against Arizona State. That's a plus 17 point differential. Utah won 34-13 against Arizona State. That's a plus 21 point differential. And these last two are where you really start to see some difference here. So against Oregon State, USC won 17-14. That's a plus 3 point differential for USC. Then Utah beat Oregon State 42-16. That's a 26 point plus point differential for Utah. Then finally, Stanford is the final common opponent. USC wins 41-28, which puts USC at plus 13. And then Utah beats Stanford 42-7 for a point differential of plus 35 for Utah. So both teams have some wins against common opponents that are better than others, But you look at Utah's, and some of these wins are just incredibly more impressive than the ones that Arizona State got. And as we add that up, right, let's just add it up. Boom. USC's point differential against common opponents is 98. Utah's point differential is plus 143. So between common opponents, so when Utah and USC have played the exact same opponents, Utah has a point differential of plus 45, guys. USC, and the reason I do all this is just to make it clear, people are acting like USC is some sort of Goliath, unstoppable force. That is not the case, guys. They have not exactly dominated against a lot of teams. I think they have an easier schedule than their strength of schedule would tell you. Good win against Notre Dame, but Notre Dame has been so hot and cold. Notre Dame got beat by Stanford. We beat Stanford 42-7. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, do not let anybody in the media make you guys believe that we don't stand a chance. Against common opponents, we have a plus 45 point differential compared to USC. So you guys should feel good. This should be a great game, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you guys like the video. Comment down below. What are your thoughts? And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I look forward to hearing your guys' opinions. Should be a fun one, guys. Go Utes.